Am I awake? Am I prepared? Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well and having a really wonderful day. And I have exciting news. That's it. I was like, wait, what am I doing? I have exciting news for you. So on February 6th, which is 2 Saturdays from now, I'm going live, which means that we are going to do this service at 11 o'clock Central Time, 11 o'clock through Zoom. And you'll be able to sing along with me. We'll be able to talk to each other, which is a step up, which is really great. So February 6th, you'll get information about it. If you have any questions about it, let me know. We're going to go live. We're going to do a Zoom service for Ruach. And that's what we're going to do. And we're excited for that. So, which is, like I said, for me, really exciting. I hope it's exciting for you too, because I miss talking with you and getting your ideas and thoughts and all your creativity and everything. So February 6th, going live. Ruach service, Zoom service. Stay tuned for information. Max will be sending out information and obviously the link in order to get on. So that is my exciting news of the day. Yay. We'll begin with Modeh Ani. Matovu, Matovu, it's the morning. Matovu, bless us this morning. Oh, Halecha, let us enter Yaakov, our heritage. Mishkenotecha, we are searching. Will you show us Yisrael? We are Yisrael. Bless the morning, Matovu, Matovu, Alayich, Sarah Mishkinotayich, Rivka, Rachel, Beleah. Born to sing your praises in your holy, holy spaces. Matovu, bless the morning, Matovu. We continue in our prayer books with the daily blessings, Nisim V'chol Yom. And as I've said before, and especially now that we're going to go live Zoom, if you want a copy of the prayer book and you don't have one, let me know and I'll get you one. So this way you can follow along in the service. You can always reach me at Daron, Daaron, at ansheemet.org. And I'd be happy to get you one of the prayer books so you can follow along if that's what you want to do. So we're on page 103. This is the prayer book that we use. And we're on page 103. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan l'sag v'bina le'avchin ben yom u'ben layla Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani b'tzalmo. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani bat chorim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokef kifufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rokah haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamechin mitzadei gaver. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa li kol tzorki. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ozer Yisrael b'gvura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam oter Yisrael b'tifara. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanoten layav koach. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hama'avir sheinai me'ena utnun ma'alei afapai. We continue with Ashrei, which is found on page 136. Ashrei Yoshvei Beitecha, Otecha Aleinu Chasela. Ashrei Yoshvei Beitecha, Otecha Aleinu Chasela. Ashrei, Ashrei, Ashrei Yoshvei Beitecha. Ashrei, happy are those who dwell in your house, they will sing your praises forever. Happy are those who dwell in your house, they will sing your praises forever. Ashrei yoshvei beitecha, od yehallelucha sela. Ashrei ha'am shekacha lo, Ashrei ha'am sh'Adonai Elohav. Tehillah leDavid, aramimcha Elohai hamelech, v'arvacha shimcha le'olam v'hed, b'chol yam avarchecha, v'hala shimcha le'olam v'hed. Gadol Adonai humla mehod, v'li turato hein cheker. Dor ledor yishabach mahasecha, ugvurotecha yagidu. Hadar kivod hodecha, v'divrei niflotecha asicha. Ve'ezuz norotecha yomeru, ugdulotecha asaprena. Zecher rav tuvcha yapiu, v'tzidkatecha yiranenu. Chanun v'rachum Adonai, erech apayim ugdal chesed. Tov Adonai lakol, v'rachamav al kol ma'asav. Yoducha Adonai kol mahasecha, v'chasidecha yivarchucha. Kevod malchutecha yomeru, ugvuratecha yidaberu. Lehodia livnei ha'adam gevurotav, uchvod hadar malchuto. Malchutecha malchut kol olamim, umemshaltecha b'chol dor v'ador. Somech Adonai l'chol hanoflim, v'zokef l'chol ha'kefufim. Einei chol elecha yisaberu, v'ata noten lahem et ochlam v'hito. Poteach et yadecha, umasbir l'chol chai ratzon. Tzadik Adonai b'chol derachav, v'chasid b'chol ma'asav. Karov Adonai l'chol korav, l'chol asher yikra'uhu v'emet. Ritzon Yirav Yahaseh, Ve'et Shavatam Yishma V'Yoshiyim, Shomer Adonai et kol ohavav, ve'et kol hashayim yashmir. Tehilat Adonai yedaber pihi, vivarech kol basar shen kodshol le'olam va'ed, v'hanachnu levarechia, me'tav yad olam, hallelujah. Continue with the Baruch Hu. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. We continue together with the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha Vishinantam livanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha v'veitecha uvleftecha v'aterech u'shafecha uvekumecha ukshartam lehot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uktavtam amizuzot beitecha uvisharecha. Singing with the Amidah, page 159. La 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 Adonai. Ya la 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 Svetai Tita. Ya la 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 Fiagi. Fiagi Tehilate. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, HaKippur v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot, Umevi goel lifnei v'neihem, man shmo b'yahava, melech chozer ufokedu Moshiach u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham ufoked Sarah, atah gibor le'olam Adonai, mechayei metim et harav lehoshia, mashiv havruach u'morid Hashem, mechakel chayim v'chesed, Mechayei meitim berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofech oholim, umatir asurim, umekayei memunato lishenei afar. Michamocha bal gevurot, humidom melach, melech meimi tu mechayei, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'aman atah l'chayot metim, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayei hametim. Oseh shalom lim'olam, Yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'amo Yisrael ve'imru So two of my favorite midrashim, which are stories that help explain the text, two of my favorite ones are in this week's Torah portion, Bishalach. Now, it's not in the actual text. It's a separate genre of literature, midrash. But what the midrash does is it takes what's going on in the text and it helps explain it more. And so there are these stories that explain things. So you're gonna know what you're gonna know what I'm talking about in a minute, because I've, especially if you've ever seen my service, I talk about these particular midrashim a lot. And so maybe you'll guess what I'm going to talk about, but you know what's going on in the Torah portion. This is a part of the portion that you know. There's a lot of stuff that's unknown and you haven't read and you haven't seen. This you know. So let me tell you, we'll backtrack a little bit. Last week, we got the rest of the plagues going on and everything, and with Moses and the 10 plagues. And this week we have where Pharaoh says, go finally, get out of here. And then what Pharaoh does is says, no, I changed my mind again, and he chases them. We know this part, right? So imagine the Israelites are all bundled up, got all their stuff with them. They're running to one direction. They look behind them. They see Pharaoh in the other direction coming towards them. They're like freaking out. And then what makes it even worse is they get to a body of water. Okay, they get to the Red Sea, and they no swim lessons going on here for Israelites and stuff. So they didn't know what to do. First midrash, there's a guy named Nachshon. Okay, and Nachshon, everyone was like, well, I'm not going into the water first. And, God said it would open it up, but it's not opening up and I can't swim and I'm not going in. And Nachshon says, I'll go and I'll literally test out the waters. And so he goes in a little bit at a time. It goes up to his knees, and then it goes up to his waist, and then it goes up to his chest. And at this point, he starts saying the prayer, Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha Nedar B'Chodesh. But he first says, Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai. And then when it gets to his mouth, he chokes on it, Micha Mocha Nedar B'Chodesh. May God, be like the one God. It's talking about the one God in that prayer, and that there's no other God like you. And when he says that part and he starts to choke on the water, boom, the water opens up. Throughout history, that midrash takes the name of Nachshon and says whenever anyone does something for the first time, or they're the first one out, they're the first one to raise their hand in class, they're the first one to try something new, whatever, you're known as the Nachshon of the group. So I want you to know his name, Nachshon. So so now we got it. They're going to cross the sea. They're going across, and they're so excited, and they get to the other side. And then who's coming after them? We've got Pharaoh's armies coming after them, and they get into the water. And then what happens in the water? And when we do this on Zoom, I'm actually going to get responses. I'm so excited. But what happens in the water? I can almost hear you say it. The water closes up on the Egyptians, and this is where my second favorite midrash comes in, because at one point the midrash says that the Israelites not just celebrated their freedom, but celebrated the death of the Israelites, and God scolded them and said, "Never do we ever." Do we ever wish harm on anyone, even our worst enemies? Maybe we need to get away from them, and maybe we need to, all sorts of things, but we never wish harm on our enemies. And so I always like that lesson, because there's so many people in the world today, people in our classes, people at work, people at different places where you just, you want to, but that's okay. And you don't have to be near them, but we never wish harm on them. That's not what we do as Jews. We never wish harm on them. So now we're at the sea at the other end. And one of the other things I wanted to bring up randomly, just because I really think it was interesting, is that there's some midrash, there's some commentary that talks about how singing, because they sang, also Miriam had her timbrel in hand and sang, and that singing, because celebration brings the celebration to a different level, that and it makes you think about things a little bit differently when you're singing about something versus just talking about something. something. And so that's something to think about this week. And I want to bring back that concept maybe another week, the whole concept of singing and what it does and the power it brings to the services that we do. So anyway, all right. Here we go. So we're going to finish up our service today. Like I said, we'll have our service next week, and then starting February 6th, we will have, if people missed it and you're turning in later somehow on this thing, we're going to be having a Zoom service starting on February 6th. Shabbat Shalom. Have a wonderful week. I will see you back here next week. That's it. Like I said, if you have any questions or any thoughts about anything that you'd like to see in the service, or you'd like a copy of the prayer book for the service, just let me know. Just email me at daron@ansheemet.org. And with that being said, I will say, not Shavua Tov, not yet, Shabbat Shalom. And then Shavua Tov. All right. Have a good one, everyone.